How far will Austin home prices fall? That's the topic of today's video. Thanks for stopping by my channel, living in Cedar Park and Leander, Texas. If you've been thinking about buying or selling a home anywhere in the United States, you probably have been reading the news and watching the news about home prices because home prices are falling almost everywhere, and that certainly is the case here in Austin, Texas. The question is, how far will home prices fall? And let me say, welcome to my channel. I'm Dan Forbes, broker at Forbes Realty here in Austin, Texas. I'm specifically focused on the North Austin market of Cedar Park, Leander, Liberty Hill, Pflugerville, Round Rock, Georgetown. So if you're thinking about moving to this area or you have a home that you're selling in this area, you've come to the right place. And I hope that you like the content on my channel. And before you leave today, I hope that you will subscribe and hit that bell so that you'll be notified whenever a new video is posted. I get calls and texts and emails almost every single day from people just like you, and I absolutely love it. So let's get into today's topic right after this. So in this video, I'm talking about the question, how far will Austin home prices fall? So I'm going to refer to three articles that I read actually this morning. One was put out about Barron's, who produces financial news, that listed the counties where home prices are falling the most. And here's the top three counties mentioned in that article. Alameda County, California. Prices have already dropped 11%. Travis County, where Austin resides, prices have dropped 9%. Santa Clara County, California, the San Jose area, prices have dropped 8%. The article says of 148 major real estate markets, 98% of those have seen prices drop, and that is expected to continue to happen. So, as you read the news, Austin has been in the news a lot in the articles that have been published recently about falling home prices. And so we're seeing that happening here in Austin right now. Article number 2 I read this morning was about the 10 fastest cooling real estate markets across the nation. This article was posted on gobankingrates.com, and you can find it there. And Austin was listed as one of the 10 housing markets where prices are dropping the fastest. Take a look at this quote by a Las Vegas agent who has this to say about his market. Not only have prices fallen in recent months, but sellers see the market cooling and they're more open to negotiating prices, giving concessions and paying closing costs. They may accept an offer that's $20,000 below asking price and pay for repairs the buyer found during an inspection. Sellers can still get a fair price, but it's with the understanding that they may have to wait several weeks for the right offer, and buyers are no longer willing to overpay. And I would say that that describes our Austin market as well. No longer are we getting the multiple offers like we were getting a year ago. No longer are buyers willing to pay tens and hundreds of thousands of dollars above the asking price. So buyers right now are kind of in the driving seat, and they are seeing sellers reduce prices, sell for below the asking price, being reasonable about making repairs. Some sellers are offering to buy down the interest rate for buyers to help them be able to afford their financing. So we are in a shifting, decelerating market here in the Austin area, pointed out again by this second article. Article number 3 I read this morning was put out by NAR, the National Association of Realtors, and the title of the article was this: Home prices are expected to fall by a lot. In that article, Jerome Powell, chair of the Federal Reserve, had this to say. He says that the red-hot housing market will likely have to go through a correction as housing prices were going up at an unsustainably fast level. We certainly saw that here in the Austin area during the pandemic. We had a 24-month period of time where our housing market prices went up 70% during that 24-month period of time. So we're seeing the market claw back some of that pricing that really was artificial. It was a phenomenon created by extremely low supply that was brought on by the pandemic, and buyers were paying over the asking prices, and some of them were paying crazy, ridiculous prices. And so now our market is balancing out. It's going through a correction. So the article goes on to say that markets like Austin's that saw the biggest run up in prices are the markets that are most vulnerable to the steepest declines. So, I mean, just think about it. If we had a 70% run up in prices in a 24-month period during the pandemic, I mean, how sustainable was that? How normal of a market was that? That was an abnormal market. So it's expected that we are already seeing price declines here in the Austin area, and we expect to see more price declines in the Austin area. The question is, how far are Austin home prices going to fall? We don't really know that. And many buyers have decided to just wait on the sidelines. And so we're seeing more listings on the market, just lingering and languishing on the markets as buyers are just refusing to buy. Many sellers are just holding on to the idea that they can still get the price that their neighbor got 4 or 5 months ago, and that just isn't happening. So every day I look in the MLS and I study the MLS to see where are prices heading. And one of the things I look at is this chart that's called Market Watch. Now take a look at this. This is the 7-day numbers. I don't believe I've ever showed you this chart today, but it is something I look at every day. Take a look at it right now. You'll see how in the last 7 days here in our Austin MLS, just looking at residential properties, we had 994 new listings. But look at the next line, price decreases. We had 2,188 sellers who reduced their price just in the last 7 days. But homes are still selling. You'll see the active under contract line there that shows that 396 homes went under contract just in the last 7 days. And also in the last 7 days, we had 1,047 closings. So we still have an active market. We still have buyers that are buying. We still have sellers that are selling. And the market is still active, things that are happening, but the market is different now than what it was 4 or 5 months ago. 3 things has caused this market shift. One is the rising prices that took place over the last 2.5 years. Also, the rising interest rates that have happened going back to April and May of this year. And then thirdly, inflation. So those 3 factors have really affected the market across the nation, and especially here in Austin. Is there a silver lining for buyers and sellers here in the Austin area? I would say there is. For buyers, there is the fact that prices are falling, so they're able to get better deals, and sellers are more willing to offer concessions by taking an offer that is lower than the asking price. And many sellers are also willing to contribute thousands of dollars to buy down the interest rates for buyers so that a buyer can have a more affordable mortgage. So there's some good news out there for buyers. And then the silver lining for sellers is if you've owned your home for 5 years, you still have a vast amount of equity in your home, even though we had that 70% run up and some of that is being clawed back. All of that isn't going to be clawed back. That was created by buyer demand, which is still strong. The Austin economy is still strong. But, the fact is you have to have owned your home for more than a year and possibly now more than 2 years before it makes sense for you to sell and to capture some of the equity that's in your home. But, if you need to sell or you need to buy because of a job change, a life change, those are things that, take place on a daily basis in any market. But if you don't have to sell right now, maybe you wait, but you might be waiting for years before prices get up to where you want them to be. If you don't have to buy right now, you may wait. It may be, I was talking with a financial advisor yesterday, it may be the third quarter of 2024 before we see interest rates come down. But if you have a need to sell or a need to buy, you just go ahead and move forward and do the best you can in any market. So do me a favor, before you leave today, if you like this content, please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell so that you'll be notified whenever a new video is posted. And then also look down in the description below. You'll see how that you can call me, text me, send me an email. Heck, I don't care. Send me a carrier pigeon. And always remember, I've got your back. Right now, you're seeing some other videos pop up from my channel that will help you understand what's going on in our Austin market. So take a look at those videos, and I'll see you next week.